My name is Blake Hawthorne. I'm the clerk of the Supreme Court of Texas. I'm joined by Casey Kennedy, who's the head of IT for the Office of Court Administration, and Kelly Thibodeau, who's also with the Office of Court Administration. Casey and Kelly are going to be helping us run this smoothly, as they have for almost a year now. All the invitations, Zoom invitations, are going to come from Casey Kennedy. We do that to try to keep things simple so you know who to look to for the invitation and what name to search in your Outlook or other email program that you're using to make sure that you can find the Zoom invitation. Casey is also your contact for technology issues. He is a tech whiz, and I'm sure that any tech problem you're having, Casey can help you sort it out. If you have any questions about procedures, of course, for the argument, you can contact me. You should have already emailed your cell phone number to me. If you haven't, please send it to me today. On the day of the oral argument, I will send a group text message for each oral argument. You can respond to the text message if you're having technical difficulties or if you need to contact us urgently. We also want you to be aware that the Zoom invitations include a telephone number you can use to call into the Zoom meeting. So if you lose your Zoom connection, you can continue via telephone by calling into the meeting from any telephone. So again, that telephone number is included in the Zoom invitation. We did have someone, not to scare you all, but we did have someone lose power to their building right before the oral argument. I can imagine that was a pretty scary moment, but he texted us, let us know that he'd lost power, and we got him on the phone, and he was able to continue arguing from his iPhone. He did a great job, really. And I think the judges did a good job of adjusting to that form of argument by making it clear who was talking. So that is all just to tell you what plan B is and to reassure you that there is a plan B in case things go wrong. That's what we will do. So again, if you'll send us the cell phone number, if you haven't already, that would be a big help. So as I said, actually, Casey will send you the Zoom invitation for the oral argument. He will resend that invitation to you the morning of the oral argument. That way it's easy for you to find it, and you don't have to worry about where that Zoom invitation is. Do not share the Zoom invitation, please, unless you need to with technical staff. The Zoom invitation is only for attorneys that are arguing the case. The oral arguments are streamed live on our YouTube channel. So if someone wants to watch the argument like a client or another counsel on your case, they can watch it on YouTube. And if you would please communicate that to other attorneys in your case and let them know, and clients as well, let them know how they can watch the argument, because we do get a lot of telephone calls and email inquiries from people asking how they can watch the argument. So if you could do that, that'll help us out. Oral arguments begin on the hour, and the cases will be called in the order they are listed on the submission schedule. I believe I included the submission schedules on the email that I sent to you to set up this meeting. The first argument will begin at 9, the second at 10, and the third at 11. We ask that you join the Zoom meeting 10 minutes prior to the beginning of your oral argument. If you plan to use oral argument exhibits, you must e-file them with my office no later than 24 hours prior to your oral argument. They will be distributed to the court via email as soon as they are e-filed, and they will be redistributed on the morning of the argument in one message that's sent to them for that day with all the oral argument exhibits. The reason that we ask you to file them 24 hours in advance is so that those that are printing them out, they may have executive assistants or someone in their office printing things for them and sending it to them, and that allows enough time to make sure that they have a hard copy in case they need it. During the argument, I will introduce you before you speak. It's just like we do in the courtroom. So for example, with the petitioner, I will say, may it please the court, Ms. Smith will present argument for petitioner. Petitioner has reserved 5 minutes for rebuttal. And then I do the same thing for the respondent. So if you would please wait for me to introduce you before you speak, that would be helpful. I will be operating the timer, and I'm going to show you what that will look like. Here we go. When we're down to 5 minutes, the time turns yellow, as you see here. And see it count down like this. When we get down to 2 minutes, it's going to turn red like that. And if I can demonstrate, I'll let this run for a second and continue talking. When we get down to no time left, then it is going to start flashing at you. It's a little bit obnoxious, so I don't let it flash too long. I'll usually let it flash for about a count of 10. And then I'm going to turn that off, and it's just going to be a blank screen there. If you've gone way over, then you'll probably see me reappear back on the screen. So if you're seeing me, then you are definitely out of time. And of course, it is customary here when your time is up and you're in the middle of the answer, or somebody has just asked you a question to ask for permission to continue, they always say yes, but just FYI, that's how things go here at the Supreme Court. So here you can see it's flashing, and then it'll just go blank, and then we'll come back to me. When you're not speaking, you will not appear on camera. So we're going to bring everyone in at first, and you'll all be there on the screen when the case starts. And then when it's, so if we start with the petitioner, for example, Casey will turn off the audio and the video for the respondent. And then when it's the respondent's turn to speak, Casey's going to turn your audio and video back on, but you must reach out and touch your computer in order to allow that to happen. At the end of the argument, we will bring everyone back on camera. So the petitioner will have concluded rebuttal. We'll bring the respondent back on the camera. Just want to let you know that there is, you are still live until we tell you you're not. So please remain stoic and don't speak. Don't say things like, well, that didn't go well, or something like that, until we give you the all clear. And you will notice, as you see right now, we are recording this, and there is a little red light up in the upper left-hand corner there. You're going to see something similar to that on the day of the argument. And when that's gone, then we'll tell you, okay, it's all clear and you can relax now. And then we'll say goodbye to you. We sent you a guide to Zoom oral arguments and a link to our YouTube channel. I think the best advice I can give to all of you is to moot your case over Zoom. So if you've got hopefully 9 friends that'll help you out, and maybe someone that will pretend to be the timer for you, that's going to give you the best feel of what this is going to be like arguing over Zoom. Obviously, there are lots of recordings on our YouTube channel that you can watch to see how this goes. I think probably the most frequently asked question is, do I need to stand? And the answer is no, you don't. You're perfectly welcome to sit. Lots of people sit, and the most important thing is that you be comfortable. So it doesn't matter to us whether you sit or stand. The judges don't care. Casey, what are some other questions that we get from folks?
Just to be aware that, like you said, it kind of runs like a TV show, so that at the very beginning, when we bring the judges in, you'll see Kelly and I disappear off the screen, and then you'll hear me ask the chief if we're ready, and then I count us down. And so, you know, and we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then at the end, it takes between, I'd say, 10 and 15 seconds of just staring politely at the camera for us to run through the buffer that YouTube has for us to cut it off.